Breaking news, everyone. NBC is reporting federal investigators did indeed wiretap the phone of President Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen. Some pretty significant news, if true. These reports indicate that the wiretap was in place leading up to the raids on Mr. Cohen's home and offices last month. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano joins me right now with his reaction to this breaking story. What do you think, Judge?
Well, when the raids occurred, Michael Cohen did a very prudent thing, but something that rarely happens. He hired a lawyer to make an application before a federal judge to prevent the FBI from turning over to federal prosecutors what they had seized from him. And the basis for that was, these are not my documents, these are my client's documents, and they're all protected by an ancient doctrine called the attorney-client privilege. Confidential information given from the client to the lawyer is protected. It can't be seized by the government. The prosecutors said, well, there's an exception that applies here. And the judge said, what exception is that? And they said, the crime fraud exception. And they said, well, how do you know the crime fraud exception applies? The prosecutors revealed at that time, this is 3 weeks ago, Trish, that they had been surveilling Michael Cohen. And from that surveillance concluded that either he or one of his clients, and he had one principal client and two lesser clients, the principal client is or was the president, had been engaged in a crime or fraud. The client or the lawyer, they didn't specify. When this was regurgitated back to the court a week later in written pleadings, this information was redacted. It was whited out. So we couldn't see what the specific explanation was. But prosecutors did tip their hands that in the weeks and months leading up to the 4 raids on Michael Cohen's offices and home and hotel room, they had him under electronic surveillance. That means email, text messaging, and phone calls. So
a judge would have had to have approved that.
Yes, absolutely. And the judge who was hearing all this, Judge Kimball Wood, was not the judge who approved it because it was news to her. So we have 3 judges involved in this case. One approved the electronic surveillance on Michael Cohen. One approved the raids on his 2 offices, his home and his hotel room. And the third, Judge Kimball Woods, the only one that's been a public involvement of the court so far, is trying to sort out what is truly privileged and therefore goes back to Cohen and what is evidence of a crime or a fraud or otherwise not privileged, and then the feds get to keep it and use it.
How would they have gotten permission to wiretap his phone?
They would have to, that is a great question. They would have to have shown a judge, a federal judge in Lower Manhattan, that it was more likely than not that what they would learn from the phone calls or the text messages or emails, they use the generic phrase electronic surveillance today, would be evidence of a crime. How they showed that, I don't know, and we won't know unless and until Michael Cohen is charged with a crime and the feds are forced to show their cards.
Does it make you nervous at all? I mean, what's going on here? Because it makes me a little nervous. I don't know how they get these kinds of warrants.
I will tell you what makes me nervous, and I wrote about this a few weeks ago when it happened. The President of the United States of America was speaking to a human being on the telephone who he knew with certainty was his lawyer for the past 10 years. And he presumed that those conversations were privileged. You talk to your lawyer, you assume there's a privilege. You give confidential information to the lawyer. You have every reason in America to believe that that information will never become public and never be seized by the government. He would have no reason to know that the lawyer was being investigated and that the Justice Department, over which he theoretically presides, was listening to those phone calls.
So
that is the reason.
That's
the reason that Donald Trump, the President of the United States, said in a very famous and very troubling tweet 3 weeks ago, the attorney-client privilege is dead. I believe when he learned about this surveillance is when he wrote that tweet. And he's essentially and lamentably correct.
My goodness. All right. We're going to continue talking about this. Judge, thank you very, very much.